have a look at the work you did yesterday.
Okay, only a few for maths today. Let's have a little look. Aliona again in Australia. Look at that lovely, is that a chocolate bunny? After 8, lovely. Measuring there, well done Aliona. Shay has been working hard on his maths, as you can see here. Well done Shay. Now this is Lottie, Dan and Ben is the name of the elf. They are in Lincolnshire and they're working very hard. Well done to Ben the elf, especially there. And then Olivia in Liverpool, look at this. She's been working hard on her perimeter and she went and found some other things to measure. Look at these beautiful leaves. Aren't they wonderful? Well done everyone, but we'd like more than that. So please do send us your work, even if it's not work that we set, just send us some things we can see anyway. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Right, welcome back to Learning Lockdown, coming to you from Liverpool College. I am Mr. S.
I am Mr. A. And we're going to carry on with some skills that we did on Monday and Tuesday, but now we're going to amalgamate.
We love that word.
Good word.
Amalgamate.
Those skills together to see if we can use them as a team. So, we have put some shapes onto our board. Now, the first shape is what we call, well, as best it can be, is a regular shape. Can you remember from yesterday's lesson what a regular shape is? Mr. S did explain it.
I did, and if you do remember, well done. If you can't remember, a regular shape is any shape where all of the sides are the same length. They sometimes have different names, okay? So we know this one is an equilateral triangle, but it simply just means it's a triangle where all the sides are the same. In the same way that a quadrilateral, where all the sides are the same length,
it's called a square.
As we get bigger and bigger sides, we just stick to more common names: hexagon, pentagon.
Yeah, regular, hexagon,
regular,
pentagon, regular, octagon, and it carries on. But here we have an equilateral triangle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure the perimeter. So imagining this is a very confusing field shape, we're going to measure the perimeter of the shape to see how much fence we would need to put around it. But we're not going to give you the measurements today with the shapes. In fact, we're going to ask...
We're not that nice, are we?
No. Nice. We're going to ask you to get out your rulers. Here's our large one. And use your skill from Monday of measuring lines with your skill of calculating a perimeter to figure out the perimeter using your own ruler. So, shall I do this one or you?
You.
Okay. Now, because it's an equilateral triangle, yes, I can save time straight away. What could I do?
Remember, we spoke about this just yesterday, okay? With regular shapes, Mr. A only needs to measure one of the sides because we know that all of the sides are the same.
Now, here we can see that the bottom line is 20 centimetres. Now, I don't need to, as Mr. Esther said, measure all of them, because therefore I know this one is also 20 centimetres, and this one is also 20 centimetres. So here I have 3 lots of 20 centimetres. All my sides are 20 centimetres, 3 lots of 20 centimetres. Now, I could do column addition, 20, add 20, add 20, or, because I'm a maths genius, I could also recognise, wait there, 3 lots of 20, well, actually, that is 3 times 20. Now, I might not know my 20 times table or my 3 times table up to 20, but what I could do is use my if I know. Now, if I know 3 times by 2 equals 6. Thanks. 6. Well, I know, well, this factor here got 10 times bigger. It was 2 here, but now it's 10 times bigger, so it's 20. Well, my multiple, my product, will also get 10 times bigger. So 6 will become 60. 3 lots of 20 is 60. So my perimeter of my equilateral triangle, and I might mark it like this, P for perimeter equals 60 millimetres, meters,
no,
dogs, cats, boats. Thank you.
Look at the units we started with there. Hasn't changed, okay? Hasn't changed.
60 centimetres.
Now, before we get any complaints from people, we are aware that shapes might look slightly different, okay? And you might think, well, how do I know it's a regular shape? And, that side could be one says, we will tell you if it's a regular shape on the sheet. We will say, this is a regular pentagon, or this is a regular hexagon, okay? So you can only have to measure one of the sides.
Sometimes as well, maybe year 5s and 6s would know this, you might have these little marks on the side, like that. It'll tell you all those marks, if they've all got 1 dash in them, all the ones with 1 dash are the same, all the ones with 2 dashes are the same, all the ones with 3 dashes are the same. Well, you get the idea. So there we go, 60 centimetres. Now let's go on to our irregular shape. Now, can you tell me what type of irregular shape this is from how many sides you can see?
Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it again, just to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Once I caught a fish alive, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right.
So this is an irregular pentagon, okay? It's a pentagon because it has 5 sides. It's irregular, a bit like Mr. A. It's irregular because the sides are different lengths.
Right, let's have a look. We're going to measure them, starting exactly at 0 again. I didn't show you that in my first shape. That's bad. And making sure we go along to the end of the lines. The corners show us where the ends of the line are. So we'll start with the bottom one.
I'll give you a hand.
Thank you.
This is a big ruler.
It is. So I've started exactly at 0. So it goes all the way along, and you can see it's 35 centimetres. Make sure we're placing those units. Now I'm going to go round in a direction to make sure I get all those sides.
We'll work together on this one, shall we?
Mr. S is making sure the ruler starts at 0. We're going all the way along to the corner.
10!
Thank you, 10.
Oh, what was it? Oh, centimetres.
Thank you.
This one is 12 centimetres.
Thank you. Now you'll spot how we're going round. This time we're going in an anti-clockwise direction. You can go clockwise or anti-clockwise, but just make sure that you get all the sides rather than just going randomly.
19 centimetres.
20 centimetres. Well.
Right, all done. Okay, so there's the perimeter, as you can see.
No.
Now you've just done it, look, 35, 10. So we can
There's
see
the length of the individual sides, but I want to know what they are all together. That's what the perimeter means all the way around. So we have to add them up. Now, yesterday we said go around in a direction to make sure you get all of them. Maybe you want to cross them out as you go. It's up to you. So let's just make our way round. So we'll start with 35, add 10. Well, straight away I know that is 45. I've done that. Add 12. Well, if we go back to our mental addition lesson, we can see that there's going to be no carrying here. So 45 add 12, that would be 57. I'm on to 57. You might want to be making notes on a pad. Add 19.
A bit trickier.
There's going to be some carrying here, so I'm going to use my column addition. 57 add 19. 7 lots of 1 add 9 lots of 1.
16.
16 lots of 1. Well, we regroup the 10 from the 16. It goes underneath the 10s column, and we keep the 6 from 16 in the 1s column. 5 lots of 10 add 1 lot of 10.
6 lots of 10.
Add 1 more lot of 10 that we carried.
7 lots of 10.
Right, so 57 add the 19 is 76 centimetres. And finally, we've got our last side to add 20 centimetres.
Easy.
Don't need to do any carrying there.
No.
76 add 20, 2 lots of 10 add 7 lots of 10 is 9 lots of 10. Don't forget your 6 ones, 96. So our perimeter is 90, I've added that one, 96 centimetres.
Easy. Now we have to let you in on a little secret here.
Only a small one.
While we were measuring this, we were rounding it to the nearest centimetre. Okay, so sometimes our lines might have been, kind of in between 35 and 36. To make it simple, we just rounded it. Okay. Now,
most of your tasks will involve shapes to the nearest centimetre, but we've put a challenge down there as well. The challenge includes shapes where you'll have to measure in centimetres, but also use that skill from yesterday where you also have to count the millimetres. So this side might be 35 centimetres and 2 millimetres. This side might be 10 centimetres and 1 millimetre. So when you're adding up, we'd recommend doing the centimetres first and then the millimetres, and then seeing how many millimetres you've got. Because remember, if you've got more than 10, any lot of 10 would be 1 extra centimetre, so you'd have to regroup them. So then can you find the perimeter to those shapes?
So the work is below. We've shown you how to do it. Now you show us how you did it. And don't forget, send us your work, Twitter, email, early. Those are the things we want from you.
Bye.